Hello and welcome to another mod spotlight. This time we have Ritual Enchanting, which adds some new ways to help get the enchantments you want and a bit of a revamp to the enchanting system. This mod adds 4 new items: the Ritual Enchantment table, a book stand, a censer, and the Ritual Anvil. To get the Ritual Enchantment table as well as the Ritual Anvil, use the vanilla recipes for the item. But you can change it back to the normal enchantment table by using carpet. So if you did need the normal enchantment table for any mod recipes or such, you can still access it. The same is true for the Ritual Anvil. You can just craft it in any crafting grid and it will swap to the other anvil. The book stand's made simply like this, and if you want you can just display books with it, but it has a use in the enchantment system as well. And the censer is a bit harder to make, and you make it like this with some blaze powder, gold, iron, and a bucket. To start, I think I should cover the new enchantment interface here. Pretty much you put an item in and it will tell you or highest level enchant you can do based on the levels you have and the bookshelves present. Now let me grab some more experience from this experience chest. If you didn't see that, I did a mod spotlight on them as well. But see, if I put this in, it'll still say level 30 because that's still the maximum. One thing you can note though is that the space between the enchantment table and the bookshelves is now 2 instead of 1 like in vanilla, which allows you to have a bit more spacious of an area and build a bit nicer of a room and not have it as cramped. Okay, now that I got back to level 30, let me just show you enchantment. It will enchant to level 30, but these book slots here are if you want to add books. So if I want to put smite on it, I put it there and it will combine it. It doesn't show it in the output, but it would give me a smite sword back. But I'll show you more of that in a minute. Okay, so let's randomly enchant it and see what we get. Well, we seem to have got pretty lucky with some sharpness and unbreaking and knockback, so let's try another one. Once again, sharpness and unbreaking. Well, while I was lucky with these enchantments here and got pretty good swords, you can also use these book stands and put books on them. I just put the smite books I had with me on them. So now if I grab some more levels and another sword and enchant it, now it's going to be more likely to get smite. Okay. It didn't get smite, but that was with only 3 books. You need more books to influence the outcome, so it may not be very practical at times since you'll need a good amount of enchantment books. But still, if you do have a book of an enchantment you want, you could put it here and enchant for a chance of it instead of combining it. Let me take a break real quick from the enchantment table and show you the anvil. Normally you could take a knockback sword and a smite book and craft it, but you can't. The anvil here is only used to repair items and name items. Now, the cool thing about it, though, is that the level cap on the anvil has been removed, so if you have the levels, you can repair things up to level 55 if you want to, and stack them with all the enchantments you want. Instead, you combine the stuff here, like I mentioned before. I could combine the smite and the knockback together. Let me just get out some levels real quick. Okay, smite and a knockback sword, and if I enchant, it's now a smite and knockback sword. But if I get some more levels real quick and try and combine a sharpness and looting with that, it won't work because smite and sharpness cannot be used together. Okay, for this next test, I'm going to enchant a pickaxe to show you the random enchantment. Well, I've once again got a very good enchantment, so ignoring that, and let's continue with the demonstration. I got a whole bunch of fortune books here, as you can see, fortune 3. So if I fill up all these book stands and then try to enchant another one, the odds of it getting fortune should be quite significant. Okay, let's try again. And there you go. Fortune. That wasn't hard now, was it? So yeah, it did take a good bit of books to get that, and it only increased the chance. It didn't guarantee it, but I still think this is a pretty cool system. But while the book stands may not be so effective, the censer is far more effective. To use it, you simply take an item and right-click it, and depending on what the item is, it will increase the chance of getting a certain enchantment. Now, in the configs, there is a file called custom files, and in there you can find the sensor data file, which you can edit using Notepad or such, and you can see the item IDs and the enchantments they affect and the weights they have. So pretty much the short version of that is there is a file so you can customize the chance of each enchantment. You can add in mod enchantments if you want as well, and even mod items. So I could say this mod sword gives me 100% chance of sharpness, or at least a very high percent chance by adding a very high number. So if I right click these, it'll light up. Okay, now if I was to enchant this, Silk Touch. That's what these sensors do. Open, they seem to have went out as soon as I enchanted. But yeah, that's what you can do. The webs are for silk touch. Now let me get a couple more things and demonstrate a little more. Okay, believe it or not, you can burn anvils for one of them. So let's just throw all these anvils in here. I didn't have quite enough, but oh well. So now if I enchant a sword, it should give me unbreaking. That's what the anvils encourage. Just to mention, I probably used way more sensors than I needed to, because with items like anvils and such, you probably only will need to light 1 or 2 to greatly influence the chance of getting that enchantment. But I kind of did way more than needed. Also, one final thing to note, if I put a sword in without anything else influence it, you'll see there's nothing on the ring and it just says random. But if I were to put up these sharpness books here, let me just put that one there too. Yep. And put it in. You'll see these symbols here. I don't really know what each symbol means, but I do know that the symbols do relate to the chance of getting certain enchantments. So if you put something in the sensor, symbols will appear here to help you figure out what the enchantments are if you don't want to go in and look yourself. And yeah, let's see. See, sharpness. Also, one quick thing to note, you can't put swords in here to combine them, but I believe you still can do that through the anvil. So I could combine these 2 swords to merge over the enchantments, but it kind of ran out of the levels I built up. Overall, I think this is a nice alternative to the vanilla enchantment system by allowing you a bit more control over your enchantments and a better way to repair them without letting you go straight out to just picking exactly what you want like some other mods do. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this mod spotlight, and until next time, goodbye.